Hello, hello. Today is the 8th of October, 8th of September, 2020. And it's time for a treat for all of us. We're going to hear Norm Winski. He's going to take us through what the stars have to say. Norm, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thanks for having me on your show. Okay, I thought since we had big stuff happening last week, I'd go through what happened astrologically and show you what might be correlated to precipitate some of these big turns we had in the past week. So last week, the night of September 1, we had a full moon in the sign of Pisces. The moon, goes through the different, get a full moon every month, but each month it's in a different sign. And we'll be talking about why Pisces is important to oil in a few minutes. And there we go. So we round up the usual suspects for our full moons or new moons: financials, grains, precious metals, and oil. Then we also had another big event happen the next night, the night of the 2nd. Saturn takes 29.5 years to go around the sun. There's 12 zodiac signs. We divide the circle into 12 equal parts. That means that Saturn changes signs about every 2.5 years, and that's what it's doing now. This is also interesting in that if you contact me, I wrote an article, not really directly related to the markets, about this is also part of a 2,000-year cycle, the changing of the ages as the precession of the equinox goes backwards through the signs, and this might be a precipitator of the first, sort of the second hand of that 2,000-year cycle. And if you contact me, I'll send you that article about the dawning of the age of Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius specifically, the markets has to do with copper, so we'll be looking at copper. And there we go. And so Saturn's also coffee, so we're looking at coffee. There's coffee, there's the coffee chart. Going sideways, we do nothing with sideways. There's copper kind of bounced up to retest that high when Saturn went into Aquarius, and so that's a possible top there. Corn went sideways, so we do nothing. Things got better after that, alphabetically speaking. Gold kind of popped up to retest its high right after the full moon. Oats was even better, closer to the top there. And here's one that's really interesting. Here's the crude oil. I drilled down to the exact time of the full moon, 1:22 a.m. on the 2nd of September, when the moon was in Pisces. Pisces, is the fish swimming in the big liquid, and the big liquid we trade is crude oil. So oil is Pisces. So when things happen in Pisces, you have a possible change in trend. And look what happened. There's 2 a.m. was the top tick, 1:30 Eastern time. We're at 23.50, and it only went a penny higher in the next half hour, and then off the cliff and dropped about 4 handles over the next few days. And that's good for about $4,000. By the way, all my charts were done over the Labor Day weekend, so they're not updated for September the 8th yet. All right, so that's the best I could do. I do it the night before. All right, so here's silver, again, topping near the full moon. Here's your S&P. Here's the stock market. I'm going to drill down, and we're going to go look at the top day, the 2nd of September, see what was happening intraday on my day trading. In the morning, we had, from the point of view of the Earth, we had the sun 120 degrees to Uranus. The sun is 93 million miles away, and Uranus is billions of miles away. And you could say, oh, there's no way that can have any influence or effect on us or on the stock market. Well, guess what? That was within 1 minute of the low of the day. Then we went up in the afternoon. The next thing we had from the point of view of the Earth was that the moon was 60 degrees to Jupiter at 3:49 p.m. And guess what the high 1 minute bar was? That was 3:49 p.m. I think it went one tick higher on the opening of the next bar, and we've been down pretty much ever since. So now let's go talk about the swing trading on the S&P that I had those 2 points, the full moon and Saturn changing signs for those 2 points. And there they are, the green arrows. And also, to help confirm that, I also do some Gann things. By the way, Gann, if you don't know, if you're a Gann student, Gann was first and foremost an astrologer. I talked with somebody who worked with him for 10 years. I found this fellow back in the late 70s or early 80s and chatted with him for several times. And he said that Gann was first and foremost astrological. And if you don't believe it, call me up and I'll prove it to you. So anyway, one of the things that Gann, you probably, if you study Gann, he likes the square numbers. And guess what? The 2nd of September was 196. That's 14 square days from February 19th, 2020. That was the high day back in February, and that helped top out the market there on the 2nd of September. And then we went and been going down, down, down. Okay, here's T-bonds, a little early on the moon, but the next day was the top day. There's the wheat near the top. Here's your U.S. The currencies, all but one turned within at 1 day of the moon. There's the dollar had been going down, 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 stopped going down and turned around and bounced off the moon. There's your Aussie dollar right off the moon there. And there's the British pound, same thing for the British pound. Canadian dollar not as good, but it still worked. And here's your euro, 1 day off the moon. And right on the moon there was the 1 day off the high, I should say. And the yen did not work. So out of the 17 signals I showed you, active signals, where we might have done something, we had 15 winners, 2 misses out of 17. That's 88.24%. Gonna have to work on that, huh? Okay. Now we're moving ahead. What's coming up here in the next 2 days? Big stuff. Some of my top stuff. As I've told you before, if you've listened to me on Joe's show before, one of my top things is when the planets hit 0 latitude. What is that? As the planets go round and round, they also tend to oscillate up and down above and below their highway, called the ecliptic. When they get to that exactly on that highway, that's 0 latitude, and that seems to be a big energy point. It often drives the market to some extreme, big extreme, and then it reverses within about a day or so. And that's where we're at right now. This afternoon, we had Mercury at 0 south latitude. And you might have noticed that the stock market's kind of gotten to extreme here, we're near the low to mid 3300s. And also because it's Mercury, we'll be looking at corn. You might look at oats, not too many people trade that. Soybeans, stocks, and wheat. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll have Mars. Anytime the planets change sign, that's often significant. When Mars changes sign, you often get a 1 to 2 day correction in the market or turn in the market. But if there's bigger stuff coming, it could be just a added energy to that. So we have an important change in trend for stocks, corn, gold, and stocks. Then tomorrow night, if the Mercury 0 latitude isn't enough, we have Mars is going to turn retrograde. That only occurs every 2 years. And so watch for a change in trend. Oh, I got a typo there. That should be an S there. Stocks, not talks, stocks. Okay? And so we got like a 2 day window here for some big change in trend for these markets, in particular the stock market. And then at the end of the week, over the weekend, we'll have Jupiter turning direct. That's, these retrograded directs are due to the relative motion of the Earth, the other planets. It appears that the planets stop their motion for a moment and then reverse direction at these points called station points. And that's what we have tomorrow for Mars, and then the weekend we have Jupiter, and that's one of my top points for forecasting a change in trend point. These work about 75% of the time. Let's see, Wednesday night next week, the 16th, there will be a new moon in the sign Virgo, and we'll be watching your financials, grains, precious metals, and especially soybeans. So you can contact me. I have classes. My day trading class is free. It only takes an hour and teaches the system, and then you get the 3-week free trial, and free coaching. And there we go. So there you go. You can contact me here in beautiful Naples, Florida. There's my phone. If you call, you get me. You don't get an assistant. No robots, no assistants, no website. 239-594-3939. There's my email address, Ann Winski, Embark with a Q there in the middle, mail, embarkmail.com. And my Skype is AnnWinski_1. So looking forward to helping some of your folks, Jeff.
Norm, amazing statistics, amazing percentage every time you come on. And you've told us tomorrow sometime is a good chance of a change in trend for the stock market. I'm certain people who are long have been waiting to hear stuff like that.
Well, you got to allow one trading day, so we might go into, let's see, this is already Tuesday, Wednesday, might go into Thursday. Then if we get a bounce, we got to be careful. If we rally, into the weekend, we might be setting up another top with Jupiter turning direct, so this is going to be a very tricky period here this week.
Well, Jupiter's a pretty big planet. I don't want to get on its bad side.
Exactly.
Anyway, Norm, thanks ever so much. We'll see you back in a few weeks, and I think everyone who watches the channel appreciates all the information that you give us.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.